Welcome. My name is Cory Skyy, and this is one man's journey to becoming a sexually confident alpha male. In today's episode, I'm speaking with one of my former clients, Mario, about a topic that I think we can all relate to in our own lives, and that is jealousy. It's something that we all struggle with, some more than others, but I know for many guys, jealousy is a really big deal. And we go into a lot of detail about how he overcame his own jealousy and what it really takes to achieve sexual liberation. We'll also be discussing the true magic that lies within the simplicity of being more random and spontaneous. I hope you enjoy.
I was just talking to one of my other clients, the new guy that just started, and he's like, "But I just don't understand. I'm such a good guy. I know I deserve women." I'm like, "Bro, you chill the fuck out with that shit." I was like, "I don't give a shit if you're a good guy or not. That's not what this is about.
It's not.
This is about living, bro. You need to chill the fuck out with that, because if you walk around with that attitude of I'm a good guy, so I deserve it," or a really common one is guys that are successful with their careers. "Well, I make a lot of money. I worked my ass off to get to where I am. Women should love me. I deserve to have this."
Oh, shit.
And I mean, Jesus Christ, it's such a shitty attitude to have toward life. I had a friend of mine. He was a friend of mine, and I kind of mentored him when he was a bit younger and got him to the point where he started going out and meeting girls and having fun, and got to that level. Started getting into that point where he started, experiencing new things, and he ended up experiencing the magic of that I speak of, where you experience the magic, when you see a girl. And well, he didn't take my advice when I told him don't fall in love. He fell in love. He got married. He's got 2 kids, and he's absolutely fucking miserable.
Oh.
And every time I would hang out with him, he kind of had that same exact attitude. He's like, "Well, I deserve to get my dick sucked by my wife, but she doesn't do it. So I'm going to go out and I want to meet other women." And he wanted me to go out and, not only teach him, I mean, even though he knows me and he knows what I do, he knows I don't ever hook people up, but he was like talking to me, like wanting me to have girls over so he could fuck other girls. And I'm like, "Bro, that's not the way it works."
It does not. No,
"Well,
not that way.
but I own my house, I own, everything's paid off, and I deserve this." I'm like, "Bro, you got a bad fucking attitude. You need to chill the fuck out."
Oh, shit.
He's just in such a dark place, and that's what happens a lot of times. A lot of times with guys that become successful and make lots of money, they have a lot of materialistic items, or let's just say there's a guy that doesn't have all that, and he's just worked really hard on himself, and he's hired lots of coaches and mentors, and he's been in personal development for 20 years. It doesn't fucking mean a damn thing.
It just gets you thinking more, fucks you up more, I think.
Exactly. The more you learn, the more you're fucked up. The smart. I always say it: the smarter you are, the dumber you are. But but it's not the smarter you are in life; it's the smarter you are with your intellect. You can be extremely smart with your intellect, but there's a difference between knowledge and wisdom. You can have all the knowledge and be and live an extremely miserable life. It takes wisdom. It takes doing it, living it. I mean, if you're so smart, then stop saying that you know it, because the second you say you know everything is the second you stop growing. So tell me a little bit more, like, about what your experience was before working with me with women.
Before I was, even afraid to even look at the woman that I was really interested in.
Just to look at her.
Yeah, just to look at her. Even, I would look away if I went to a club. I would look away. the girls that I really, really wanted.
Wow.
Now it's just I want you, and here I am. And it's funny because it happens. It happens exactly what you say. So I just look at them, and within 7 minutes, I'm hooking up with her. It's funny because one time I was at a club and I looked at a girl and I wanted her from afar. She was probably 10 feet away, and I looked at her and then I gave her a hint. Didn't say nothing. I just kept looking back and forth, and then all of a sudden I looked over there and she wasn't there. She was right behind me at the bar, leaning against the wall, and then just staring at me like, "What? I'm here." And I just turned around and I told her, "What took you so long?" And we just hit it off from there.
It flows, right? Like
Yes.
there's no trying to figure out what to say. There's no trying to figure out what to do. There's no awkwardness. It just flows.
Yeah, I don't really say anything. It's just it starts to get really hot, and all of a sudden I just say, let's go, and then she just grabs my hand and we just leave. I mean, we start making out, and I mean, really, you don't say nothing, just making out, and whatever it is, what it is, and we just leave.
Yeah, it's a nonverbal communication, right? It's communicating without really having to verbalize anything in words. I've always told guys, the less you say, the more opportunities that will and possibilities that will come out of it. And that is because the more you say, the more likely you're going to say something really stupid and fuck it up. So just allow the beauty of the universal laws of attraction to play out naturally and experience the moment for what it is. Experience the magic, right?
Yeah, but you have to be at the moment. You have to be honest with what you really want.
Right.
Get out of your head. Just think. Just go with it. But it's a funny story. I went to a club about a year ago, and a girl comes up to me and she goes, "Hey, my cousin wants you." I'm like, okay, my cousin wants you, okay. And I looked at the girl. She was pretty cute, and so we start dancing, and then within 3 minutes, it's just really hot, and we leave the club, and then we get a taxi, and we get at her place, and she goes, "Well, we're here, but the taxi goes, who's gonna pay?" And she looks at me, "Well, I only have card, and you guys take a card." And the taxi guy was like, "No, I don't take a card." And I said, "I don't have cash." So I don't know. She got mad or something. She goes, "Well, I guess we're not gonna do anything." And I'm opening up the door, and I left, and the taxi left with the girl. I was like probably 2 miles away from the club, and I walked down the street, and I go into my pants, my pocket, and I had cash in my pocket. So I lost an opportunity, and I'm like, fuck! I did have cash. I could have paid the $8 taxi. And I walked like 2 miles back to the club. I call my friends, "Hey, where you guys at?"
And then the night continues on. This is no big deal. Whatever.
Exactly. And I went back in there and just had fun with my friends. I was just excited, dude. This is what happened. I had the cash in my hand, and I didn't do anything. It was just a story that I was excited to tell my friends what happened. It was embarrassing.
And an embarrassing, fun, stupid story, something that you can talk about and laugh about. It's not a thing of going home and beating yourself up.
Exactly.
And that's where that's just such a common thing where they constantly are beating themselves up, and basing their value and their happiness on how many girls they hook up with or whether they hook up or not. I mean, that's not the case with this way of being and this lifestyle, because your worth is based on the fact that you just exist. Therefore, you are enough. You're not trying to go out to seek anybody else's approval. You're not trying to go out to find the party, because you are the life of the party.
Yes. Overall, I'm just always out, going here, meeting girls, um, meeting new friends. I met a girl a few months ago, and she was very, very sexual. Took me to another. I never knew about, the, what do you call those things? The husband share the wife.
Swingers.
Swingers. I got myself into one of those. She took me to a swinger party. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I've never experienced that. It's a great life.
The swinger life is definitely like the ultimate freedom in the sense of being liberated sexually. They just don't have all the hangups and the insecurities and the fear and the doubt that the majority of couples experience. As a whole, we've really been conditioned to be conditional with our love and with our sexuality. Can't have more than one partner. It's not okay to share your wife or your husband. I don't know about you, but I just don't get it.
And that used to bother me too. I was brought up in the idea, have a girl, don't have other guys look at her, don't have, be the jealous type, whatever. But now I'm on the path to, I'm looking for a girl that I can take to share with her. And I don't mind sharing a girl no more.
It's definitely a much more liberating and freeing experience. It's not, I mean, it's definitely not for everybody, but the ultimate level of love that you want to have for another human being is unconditional, right? And if you are walking around and saying, I will only love you if you are only with me. I will only love you if you only find me attractive. I will only love you if you find my dick to be better than everybody else's dick. I will only love you if ... The list goes on and on. The only way that you could be let down is by setting up expectations. Anytime you set up an expectation that is geared outside of you, it's a false expectation. You have no control over that. So you're just basically setting yourself up to be let down. I know when I was younger, even though I had an abundance mindset with my dating life, and I, had many, many beautiful experiences with many gorgeous women, I still had a lot of hangups around that. I was still very one-sided. I was still very conditional with my sexuality. Like, oh, well, I can go out and be with other girls, but you can't be with other guys.
Yeah.
I can go out and date other people. I can go out and flirt. I could go out to bars and have fun. Oh, but you can't. It was quite the double standard that I had created for myself. And eventually I reached that point where I said, well, this doesn't feel good. I always attracted very sexually open women, but yet then I would put these conditions on them. So anyways, long story short, I ended up having to bite that one in the ass and really go within myself to figure out what those deep-rooted beliefs were that were causing so much jealousy, that were causing have so much double standards with my dating and sex life. And when I did that, holy shit, bro. I mean, I thought I had it good before. Holy shit. There's a whole other world out there that I wasn't even exposed to. Wow. What it really boils down to, and what I feel that it comes down to, is really take the focus off of you, and you're putting more of your excitement on having a woman excited. So in other words, there's a whole other experience that you're really missing out on if you're just fucking a girl looking to get off. The experience I'm referring to is really finding pleasure in her being pleased. And that's a tough one for a lot of people to grasp.
It
You
was
know,
for me in the past. It was
it,
hard
it,
to swallow
it
that. Like,
was,
I can't have my girl be fucked by another guy, or whatever. That was dumb.
you don't have to do that if you don't want to.
Exactly.
You don't have to get into that lifestyle. But it's just like anything else. The only way to really conquer a fear is to face it. There's literally no way around it. The more you avoid deep-rooted insecurities and fears and the more you avoid it, the more fuel you're giving to it. So by facing it, by exposing it, by talking about it, by laughing about it, by enjoying and just embracing it, you bring a whole new light to what is to that, and it just holds no power over you. I know for a damn certain more guys were like this and more open sexually and more liberated sexually, there would be a hell of a lot less stress and anger in the world.
You just have to stick to what you really want, I guess. I don't mind if she goes out. She tells me stories. Oh, you know what? There's this guy that wants to hit on me. I'm like, go ahead, go for it. Just date him, do what you need. You got sexual needs, go for it. But she says it in a jealousy way, trying to make me jealous. And I just go with it and just go for it. You got needs, get some.
That'll just make a girl want you even more.
I know that, dude. It's weird because before I was like, no, I can't be sleeping with other girls and stuff like that. And it's funny. I invited everybody to my new place. I had a roommate, and then we went out, and then we got back to my place, and then my roommate was there, and then the girl that I took with me, she was gonna sleep in my room. So we started having fun, and I guess the girl that I was with, she knew that I wanted to be with my roommate, and she said, "Oh, I'm going to go to sleep," and then giving me the hints, "Do you want to go to sleep?" I'm like, "No, I'm gonna stay here for a while." So that's a minute after she closed the door, my roommate gets my hand and we go into the bedroom, and we do our thing, and after that I'm done. I go back to my room and the girl's right there, and I just go to sleep. And the weird part about it is, all this time I thought it was gonna be a bad thing. She heard everything that I did, but now she's more crazy about me than ever. It's a whole different world. It's crazy, dude. It's fucking crazy.
It's funny, most guys think that girls would never be okay with and accept you wanting to or to actually date other women. But the truth is, if you're just real as fuck and you own what you really want and the decisions that you make, it's okay.
And she knows. I told her, you know what, I love women. I like my life the way it is. Go here, go there, meet women, and she still doesn't. She knows what I do. She knows, with other women, and that's the thing. I knew what I wanted, and I'm never gonna let that go, no matter for who. I know what I want, and it is what it is. If some girls do like it, some girls don't. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna stick with what I want, and
Right.
I can't let it go.
And here's the beautiful thing. Doesn't matter what you want in any given situation, because what you want today might be different tomorrow.
Yeah.
And what you want tomorrow might be different 6 months from now. That's what's awesome about this, is like when you have that freedom of choice and you develop that level of sexual confidence and carefree, that carefree attitude, like, and you stop judging yourself and you stop beating yourself up and you stop judging and other people you stop judging women, it really does open you up to a world that you never knew existed before. That world does exist. It exists right now and is available to anyone if they just go through the process and allow it to happen.
Exactly. Like you said, let go of judgment, let go of whatever you think is going to happen. Doesn't matter. Just stick with what you want and just do it.
This is what I want, period. Don't follow it up with, yeah, but. Don't follow it up with, yeah, but that's not possible because I've never experienced that before. Or don't follow it up with, yeah, but I don't think she'll like that. Or I don't think she'll be okay with that. Just say, this is what I want, period.
Yeah, and that's how it works, man. It's really cool. I like it, and that's how I live. I don't question. I don't explain myself. Nothing no more. This is what I want. Yeah, I just got back from out of the country again. I went to Greece. It was a great experience, man. Again, I love doing that shit on my own. Just leaving, packing, just leaving, and not looking back. Just getting lost over there. I love it. I just love doing that, dude. Just leaving, just taking off, and getting lost over there, and not knowing what to do. And I love that feeling. I talk to my buddies here at work, and my buddies say, "Hey, do you want to go over here?" And I can't do that. And they say, "I can't do what you do." I'm like, "What do you mean? I can't just leave and without any plans and not knowing what to do over there. I can't do that." I mean, okay. I have to plan things. Well, I just don't. Just leave.
It's such a liberating feeling doing it, isn't it? Being completely random and spontaneous and just going.
Yeah, just experiencing being lost, not knowing what to do. Nervous at times. Like I almost got lost in London, a metro. I thought I was gonna lose my flight. That was kind of scary. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck am I doing? I didn't have phone service, so I was just winging it, asking here, how to take the metro, what I do, and it's a good fucking experience, dude. Every time I leave, I feel like I've been, even though it's like 7 days, 9 days, I feel like it's a whole month that I've been off. When I come back, I feel like, what the fuck? I feel like it's been a month. I haven't seen you guys in a long time. And then when I'm here, a week goes like in a day.
Yeah, a really big part of my lifestyle has really always been being random and spontaneous and finding the thrill in the unknown, in the uncertainty, right? And when you live like that, I mean, you experience life in its entirety. What was your life like before working with me? Were you more reserved and less random and spontaneous?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. I would take my vacations, but I would spend it here locally with friends and stuff. I never thought flying out of the country was very cheap. And that's one thing I was like, fuck, if I was known this a long time ago, I would, different countries all over for years now. In the past 2 years, I've been to 5 different countries, only in the past 2 years. And I just leave, I go by myself. I go to hostels, of course, and that's really fun because you get to meet so many people from all over the world. I can go to, Canada, San Francisco. I can go to Brazil now because you know why? Because I have people that, I can just send them a text. Hey, I'm going to go to Brazil. You want to meet up again?
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's what's awesome about hostels. It's funny because I've done a lot of traveling just with my work and stuff, but I always end up staying at hotels.
Oh.
And it actually sucked because like when you stay at hotels, like people just aren't as friendly. People aren't just everybody's got their own shit going on. And when you stay at a hostel, like everybody is just more down to earth, more grounded, more just fun, more free spirited. And, you really develop a lot of relationships just by staying at hostels. So I mean, I encourage anybody that's traveling abroad to do that, to stay at hostels, even if you have the money, stay at hostels over hotels for that reason alone.
Exactly, and that's why I did it because I don't want to go on a hotel by myself and not talk to anyone. So I always choose the hostels with the most beds, 8 beds, 6 beds, so I can talk to more people. And I get there, I unpack, and I start talking, and I just say, "Hey, what's up, man?" Or, "Hey, my girl, you want to go downstairs? You want to go over here?" And we just start, and it starts off. You go downstairs, you talk to more people, and then from there on, it's on.
Making that conscious choice of living simple, traveling simple, and living, just going and being more open to the spontaneity and beauty of what comes with the unknown.
I wouldn't be like this before taking off by myself, randomly.
Yeah.
Buy my ticket maybe 4 days before. I would plan, I would go search, I would watch YouTube videos to, attractions. Now I don't even look at YouTube. I just land and I take it from there. I don't watch any attractions. I don't look up anything. But here's the thing: ever since I've come back, even my friends nowadays are like, you know what? And I'm gonna try what you do. So now they're on the works of getting their passport, just because of the experience I tell them. They're inspired, I guess, and excited now.
Yeah. That's kind of what I did over the summer when I wanted to go camping. I wanted to go spend a couple months by myself out in nature, just completely rural, like quiet, nobody around. I had a general idea, like up in Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia, somewhere up there. I just wanted to find the most remote area where I could go camping where there's like nobody there. And I found this place that came up and it said there was a spot. It was primitive camping, no water, but there was rivers and different lakes around the area. And I was like, perfect. So I picked the spot, and 2 days later, I just got in my car and I drove up. I didn't get there until like 1 o'clock in the morning. And I arrived, and I mean, I was in the middle of nowhere. I definitely I got what I asked for. I mean, it was pitch black. You couldn't see anything. I hadn't seen another car for the last hour, and I'm in the middle of the woods. And I just drove over this tiny little bridge that didn't even look like a bridge. And I'm just like sitting there. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? So then, I'm like, well, I'm not setting up camp right now. There's probably bears out there. I don't know what I can't see. It's pitch black. So I was like, all right, I'll just sleep in my car for the night and then I'll set up camp tomorrow. So I get out of the car to take a leak, and man, I was so freaking scared. So I started walking around my car like real slowly, shining my flashlight with my phone, out, and I heard something, and my ass ran so fast around my car, opened my door and shut my door so fast that I actually broke my handle on my car. That's how scared I was. Oh my god. I got in there and I just slept, and I had to pee. I ended up peeing in a damn bottle because I didn't want to get back out of the car again.
I wish I was there to see that your face.
Oh my god. After a few days, my nerves chilled out, and I just kind of got, more comfortable with being out in nature and away from everyone. And it ended up just being an absolutely incredible experience.
Even that experience of you being scared, that's an experience.
Yes, that is the beautiful part about the unknown, because you get to feel like that's really the essence of it. Like, because you get your emotions run so wild, in the unknown, and you end up having this experience such as that, where I was just like scared out of my mind. Like, I was just like, holy shit. Like, everything from that to waking up the next morning and having a raccoon chase me,
Those little fuckers.
I mean, there's so many different experiences that happen, but all of that is what really builds character. It's creating stories and memories that really last a lifetime. So it's not just about me going up and spending time in the woods and being happy all the time. It's about being happy. It's about being scared. It's about being, frustrated, being alone, and finding that bliss and complete contentment, and being satisfied, being 100% satisfied with where you are, just as you are, in the midst of all the wide variety of emotions that you experience. That's really the essence of that, is That's what everyone is truly seeking. What the majority of people do is they go through life and they sit there and plan everything down to every single road that they're going to take on their trips and what they're going to do and when they're going to do it, what time and how they're going to do it. I've actually had clients do this. They wanted to take a trip all the way around the world just to say they went around the world. But it was so planned out from every single flight, every hotel, every location, every dinner, everything was so planned out. They didn't even, yes, they can say they traveled around the world, but there was no real excitement and joy in that trip. I can't stress the importance of taking a step outside your comfort zone, being more random and spontaneous, and just kind of going. Yeah.
Yeah, and plus you don't get mad if things don't go your way. I'm pretty sure if I plan the whole trip and I see something that doesn't go my way, I'm gonna get pissed and I'm not gonna enjoy it.
It's one of those things, like, the only way that we can really be let down is if it doesn't go our way. If
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't meet the expectation that we had already placed upon that thing that we were doing or wanting to experience, right? If we just don't set that expectation, then guess what? There's no way that you could be let down. It's being completely satisfied with or without. Yeah. When you have that, yeah, you don't get angry. I mean, life happens, but you just go with it.
Exactly. Things have come up to me and like nowadays I don't worry about anything, bro. I've let go of I love the word, detachment. I'm not attached to anything nowadays. Before I was attached to my schedule. I was attached to looking my car all the time, or looking good all the time. I didn't pass my smog test last week, and I was gonna pay $800. Did I get worried? I don't have the money, but I wasn't like stressing out. I was like, hey, I'm gonna get the money somehow, whatever. I'm gonna fix my car. So I take it back to the mechanic, and all of a sudden, it passed the smog test, and I didn't have to pay $800.
That is just such a perfect, just little example of how this stuff works. Like, when you're really living in the natural flow of life and just in that state of just allowing things to happen, things happen, and
Yes.
it always works out one way or the other. It always works out. But we've been conditioned to this way of walking through the world where we think that we need to constantly set all these expectations upon ourselves and other people, and constantly put all this unnecessary worry and pressure into everything that we do. And it's just not true. The only thing that the only thing that we do have control over is ourselves and how we feel. I know a lot of people say, oh, well, I can't control my anger, or I can't control this or that on how I feel. Well, yes, you absolutely can. Being able to manage and control your emotions is simply allowing yourself to be in a state of allowing and a state of being, rather than a state of planning and or expectations.
Yes, fighting to what you can't control.
Right.
My Some of my friends and even the managers at work, my family, they fucking hate the way I am now because I'm really carefree on a lot of things, and even my family's friends talk to your son. He can't be his life this way all the time, carefree, not worrying about shit. He can't be that. They actually tell my parents that, like, why not? Why not? This is better life, carefree, not worrying about shit. I don't get angry all the time. Nothing bothers me all the time. It's just whatever. I'm living for me. I don't care. You know?
Yeah, well, welcome to my world, bro. Yeah, damn, I still hear that shit from my parents and everything else.
It took me a
Oh my.
while, dude, but I got there. Thanks to your help. I got there. Almost every day. It's continuing nonsense from people. You can't be that way, bro. You can't. Well, it just goes in one ear and out the other.
It just becomes one of those things where you just don't let what other people say phase you. This is your life. You're gonna live it the way you want. And guess what? This is my life, and I'm gonna live it the way I want. But here's the thing: I don't go around pointing fingers at you saying you shouldn't live this way. So back the fuck off.
That's the way I've seen it too. I can't be. I'm not a hypocrite anymore. I mean, I can do whatever I want. Anyone else in the world can do whatever they want. So I just let them do whatever they want. I do what I want. I'm not a
Mhm.
hypocrite. I'm just let them be. Let everybody be. It's their life.
Absolutely. Yes, there are obviously certain things that you need to, there's certain guidelines that you want to kind of stay within and kind of create for yourself. Um, just with your own well-being
Hmm.
in mind versus waking up every day and doing what everybody else wants and expects of you. You know, if you had something to say to other guys that are maybe just getting into this stuff, finding out about my teachings and stuff, what would you say to them?
The first thing that I would say is stop watching anything on TV, shows, nothing, and just start getting out there and on a daily basis, doing different things. That's going to get you out of your head. You're going to feel better, not think all the time, and focus mostly on you, on what you want, never letting go on what you really want. Because happiness is just doing whatever you want, what you really truly want to do. It's letting go of detachment to things, ideas, and be open. Really be fucking open to letting go a lot of things. Just live. Stop thinking. That's all I can say.
Just live. Yes. Possibilities truly are limitless, aren't they?
Yeah.
You just got to want it. You just got to get involved and you just got to stick with it.
Yeah. Stick with it. Never, like, really don't give up on the first 20 times the things don't go right, or 50 times. It's a process, man. It's a process. Just keep at it.
All right, Mario. It was really great talking to you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking your time to do this interview with us.
No worries, man.
Hey, bro, I really hope you enjoyed that interview. Hope you got a lot out of it. If you're interested in learning more about this journey to becoming a more sexually confident alpha male, and you would like to get on board and develop that more abundant state of well-being, be sure to email me, skyy.cory@gmail.com, skyy.cory@gmail.com.